Hello and welcome to Mythical Meeples. Today I'll be unboxing The Crew, The Quest for Planet 9 from Kosmos. So, The Crew is a 3 to 5 player game for people of ages 10 and upwards and has a playtime of 20 minutes. It's also worth noting that you can play this game with 2 players and there are rules provided within for doing so. However, I think this makes it much harder to play with. So what do we get on the back here? Tells you a bit more. So strategy is 4 out of 5 and teamwork is 5 out of 5. And here you can see it says about the 2-player variant. So The Crew, The Quest for Planet 9. Astronauts wanted. Scientists say there's a mysterious 9th planet located at the edge of our solar system. But despite all of their efforts, so far they have been unable to provide substantial evidence of its existence. Join this exciting space adventure to find out if the theories are just science fiction or if you will discover Planet 9. In this card game you will need to complete 50 different missions as you travel across the solar system, but you'll only succeed if you can work together as a team. To master the challenges and achieve your mission, communication will be essential, but in space, things can be more challenging than expected. So you can see here, this is a cooperative trick-taking game. So trick-taking games are things like Hearts and Black Mariah, where you have to follow suit if you can do so. See the contents here is 45 large cards, you get 36 colour cards, 4 rocket cards and 5 large reminder cards. You get 36 small cards, task cards, 16 tokens, which are 10 task tokens, 5 radio communication tokens, 1 distress signal token, commander token and a rulebook. Which you can see here are the different tokens. And you've got the different cards here as well. So let's take a look inside the box. So you can see here straight off the bat, you've got the logbook, which is double-sided to the rulebook. It takes you through the various rules. At the back here, you've got the different missions, and you've got 50 of them. So whilst it says it takes 20 minutes, if you're playing through all of the missions, it will probably take you several hours to do so. Alternatively, you could play through 1 or 2 missions, in which case it might only take you 10 minutes. So next up, we've got the components. So you can see the tokens here. You've got different task numbers. These are representing which order you need to do them in. These represent what has to be done first, second, third, fourth, whereas these just have to be done in order, but you can do other tasks around them as well. These are your communication tokens, which are double-sided. So you've got red on that side to show you either can't communicate it or you have communicated, and you've got the commander token here, which pushes out like so, and then slots together like that. Then you've got the cards. So you can see here, you've got the, I can't remember what they're called now, but the reminder cards here, and your actual cards for playing with. So you've got the rockets, you've got green, yellow, blue and pink. So you have to follow suit when you play them, unless you can't follow suit, in which case you can play whatever you want. Rockets are trump cards, and you can play them to just automatically win a suit unless there is a higher played rocket in there. You've also got the task cards, so you'll need these for several missions. There's a few that don't use them, but most of them will use them. And to achieve these, you have to have the player who has the tasks win that specific number. So for instance, if I had the blue 8 in front of me, I would have to win on the blue 8. If you had, for instance, the blue 2, blue 8, and the green 2, like this, the green 2 would have to be the first card you win, and the second card you win would have to be the blue 8. If you had also got these 2, you would have to, again, win these 2 in this specific order, and then these 2 could be won in any order after the blue 8 has been won. With the little arrowheads, if we put them here and here, this one would have to be won before this one, but these can happen in any order. So for instance, you could win the green 8, then the green 2, then the pink 7, and then the blue 8. As long as you don't win like that, you're fine. The logbook with the missions also has a bit of background information for you. So after years of discussion, the International Astronomical Union decided on August 24th, 2006 to withdraw Pluto's status as the 9th planet in our solar system. From that day on, there were only 8 planets on the solar system, Neptune being the 8th and the furthest away from the Sun. Years later, however, a sensational theory emerged that a huge hitherto unknown heavenly body must be positioned at the edge of our solar system. The origin of these theories was the data transmitted by the spacecraft Voyager and then later by New Horizons. Unusual distortions in their measurements and phased interruptions in their transmissions left scientists perplexed. Initially dismissed by their peers as a figment of their imagination, many skeptics eventually became convicted by the evidence over time. However, the data ultimately proved inconclusive. Even though Kadira scientists had thoroughly examined it, it still had not provided any concrete evidence of the theory. Out of options, the research team built around Dr. Marco created Project Nautilus, a manned mission that would be sent to verify the existence of Planet 9. After years of research and countless setbacks, they had finally developed technology to carry out the mission. And now the real question is, with what crew? Are you ready to join Project Nautilus? Volunteers needed. And then each mission as well has a little bit of detail for you. So I'll start with the first couple so that I'm not spoiling this for anyone. So congratulations, you've been chosen from a vast array of applicants to participate in the most important and dangerous adventure that mankind has ever faced, the search for Planet 9. You barely arrive at the training facility before you've already begun your first training phase, team building. So in this mission you just have to win one card, so this is an introduction to the game. And the second one is it's apparent that you're a perfect match crew. Above all is your mental connection. This so-called drift compatibility bodes well for an ongoing successful collaboration. It's time for training phases 2 and 3, control technology and weightlessness. And for this one you have to win 2 tasks, and this can be done in any order. So within the rulebook section you have an explanation of the symbols in the logbook. As we mentioned before, these are the tasks with the numbers. You've got an Omega task which must be fulfilled last, and then you've got an instruction of these ones as well. And a few examples in here. So this is sort of the one I talked about earlier. You've got potential to the dead zone where your communication is limited, or disruption where you can't communicate until a certain turn. Commander's decision, so they basically choose the missions or they give them to everyone face down. And then there's a bit about playing with 5 players and a bit about playing with 2 players here as well. So really this is designed for 3 or 4 people. I have played with 5 people before and it's really challenging. And then there's a bit about the author and you've got the epilogue here. So let's play out a little demo round just so that those of you who don't really play trick-taking games know how to play. So player 1 has the 6 green and they choose to play that. Player 2, if they have a green, must follow suit. They do, so they play the green 1. The next person doesn't have any green and chooses to play a yellow 3 to get it out of their hand. The last person also doesn't have any green, so currently the 6 green is winning. Last person plays a rocket, which means that they win the suit. This is really useful if player 4's tasks has been the green 6 or the yellow 3, as it means that they've just won that and they've achieved part of the goal. Once you've achieved the task, you flip this over. If it had been a case of player 1 had needed to get the green 6, then the player who played the rocket has just caused them to lose the game, as the person whose tasks has not achieved their task and cannot achieve it. Once you've played through a few rounds, it does get a lot easier, especially if you've played with someone who's played before and they can explain the rules. As we saw in the logbook, the first mission is very, very easy, as is the second one. So they just kind of teach you the basics of the game, and it gets more complicated as you go through. And that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. If you do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. This helps me grow as a channel and be seen by more people. And it's also nice to have your feedback in the comments, as this gives me ways to improve and also lets me know if you think I'm doing a good job. If you want to support me in other ways as well, you can become a member of Mythical Meeples or support me on Patreon. There's links in the description below for both of those, where you'll gain access to sneak peeks, behind the scenes, and extra content. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.